Okay, everybody, welcome to the Taft Local School Council General Meeting for May 2021. We would like to call the meeting to order at 6:31, and we will all stand and face the nearest flag and recite the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance
To the flag
of the
United States of America,
and to the
and to the
republic,
republic
for which it stands,
one nation,
a nation under God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
justice for all.
liberty and justice for all.
I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody.
That's a good idea.
Okay, there we go. And then the LSC members can unmute yourselves if you like. Okay, roll call. Miss Keeling, please.
Anita Bernacki.
Here.
Mary Kay Cobb.
Here.
Julieta Pasco.
She was here. Maybe she's still muted. She's her computer's on, but she's here. She
Oh,
comes.
there she is.
Julieta Pasco. She's saying yes.
Okay.
Okay, Chrissy Estrada.
Present.
Kathy Fern.
Here.
Monica Moore.
Here.
Chris Raguso.
Present.
Laura Keeling, present. Maria McDormand.
Here.
Bridget Doherty Trebbing.
Here.
Scott Plensner.
Here.
Amelia Mano.
Here.
And Mark Grishaber.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. And then for our student spotlight, we have, is it Pavel? I'm saying it right? I don't know what's
Kathy,
the last name.
Kathy, can you let me share? Kathy,
Mm-hmm.
let me share.
Second, right here.
Because I want to
Yeah,
introduce.
you can. You're still open. Go ahead.
Okay, let me do this real quick.
Can you tell me the name again? Pavel is the first name?
Can you see him now?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to introduce him. So this is Powell Pica. Okay, and like I say, every month we usually have a student spotlight, and it could be a poet, it could be an athlete or something like this. And you know, I love all my students, and you know, I'm especially endeared to our knuckleheads, I think, because I was a knucklehead in high school, and so I kind of get along with them a lot. I love my academic center and my IB kids, although I'll never argue with them because they'll bury me in a debate. But then there's other students who what I consider are heroes, and Powell is a hero right now to me, and he is, and I don't care who knows it, he is my favorite student right now. And everybody else is tied for second right now. But Powell is going through some treatments right now, and he's being a trooper, and he's wearing his Taft hat. So Powell, come on and talk to everybody. And Miss Devine's working with him, and he is my hero right now. And so Powell, what do you have to say? Let's talk to us.
Hello. So yeah, I'm Paul, and so like about 3 months ago, I was diagnosed with leukemia, and so for now, I take my medications, and I've been getting the chemotherapy, and so yeah, I've been working with Miss Divine, and like I've been catching up back on school things now that I'm feeling better. Sometimes I feel better, sometimes I feel worse, but yeah.
Powell, we got a deal, right? You're going to walk the stage one day and we're going to shake hands, right? That's the deal. And you're going to wear that hat and I'm going to put on my hat, right? That's the deal. We Eagles don't break their promises now. Anybody have a question for Powell, or you want to give him a thumbs up? What do we got to say for Powell
Give him
out
a
there?
big round of applause.
Yay, Powell.
Woo!
Yes.
How
Awesome.
old are you?
I'm 13.
All right. So Powell, I want to thank you. I want you to get going right now. One of your classes has a 96% in it. I want it to get up to 100% by the end of the week. You got it?
Okay.
All right. Take care, Powell. You take care, bud.
Okay.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Take care. Say hi to Dad for me. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
Okay.
That's what it's all about. Anybody got a problem out there? We don't have problems. Way to go,
Right.
Powell. Yeah.
That's right.
All right. That's a good tone for the meeting.
Thank you so much. Announcements. Let's see. So we do have 2 parent vacancies that will be coming up in the next school year, the 2021-2022 school year. We do have 4 applicants. They've all been invited to attend today. So let's see if we have any of them online. I thought I saw one. I think Karen Leak is on. I want to make sure I'm saying your name correctly. Karen, are you here?
Sorry, yeah, I'm here. It's pronounced like.
Like,
I
okay.
have my camera off because I'm eating dinner, but if I need to talk to you guys, I will move over to a different location and stop eating.
No, you're fine. We just wanted to say hello. You'll have an opportunity to speak at length to the LSC after June 11th. They'll set up a meeting. But
Awesome.
just wanted to say hi. And
Sounds good. Thanks.
thanks for being here.
Thanks.
Also, Alexandra Davila, there she is there. You want to say hello?
Hi, nice to see everyone.
Davila or Davila?
It's well, my husband would say Davila because that's what we always said his name in grammar school. I have known him that long. But if you have a Hispanic background, Davila is correct.
Great. And you have a student in, I should have asked Karen this too. You have a student in which grade?
I have a freshman in IB. He came from the academic center.
Okay, great. Karen, who's your student?
My daughter Paige is in 7th grade in the academic center.
Excellent. Okay, then we also have Mike Scalera. Are you on, Mike?
Present, Michelangelo, actually, if you want to go by technical terms.
Okay.
My name is Michelangelo Scalera. I have twin sophomore boys at Taft. So yeah, excited. See how I can contribute here.
Perfect. And then finally, Sonia Oworko. Are you on, Sonia? Okay, we don't have Sonia. Great. Thanks you guys for being here. Look for future communication from us as to when we'll be hosting the meeting for you to present and then for the LSC to choose the candidates to fill the 2 positions. What else? Okay, today's agenda. So we do have to make a change to today's agenda. We need a motion for that, as previously discussed.
I'd like to make a motion to amend the agenda to add the approval of the 2021-22 school year budget.
I'll second, Kath.
Who's that?
Chris.
Chris?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, can we have a roll call vote for that, please?
Yes. Okay, Anita Bernacki,
Yes.
Mary Kay Cobb,
Yes.
Julieta Pasco. I see thumbs up. Does that count, Kath? Chrissy Estrada,
Yes.
Kathy Fern,
Yes.
Monica Moore,
Yes.
Chris Raguso,
Aye.
Laura Keeling, yes. Maria McDormand,
Yes.
Bridget Doherty Trebbing,
Yes.
Scott Plensner,
Yes.
Amelia Manno,
Yes.
and Mark Chris Haber.
Yes. Kathy muted?
So that vote counts to approve the agenda as amended, correct? Okay. All right. Next, we need approval for the minutes from April 13th, which was our general meeting, and April 28th, which was our special principal evaluation rating vote meeting.
I'm sorry to be a pain. Can I ask you to, can we make a motion to separate them? But on the April 28th one, I think it needs to be amended to actually include who was the first person to make the motion to approve it, as well as who seconded it.
Okay.
Because it's just listing motion passes.
Oh, okay. I did them quickly. Approve. Ooh.
So on that note, I will make a motion to approve the April 13th minutes as presented.
I'll second it. Maria.
Maria, okay.
Yeah.
So this one is Katie and Maria. Okay, we're voting first to approve the April 13th minutes. Ms. Keeling?
Anita Bernacki,
Yes.
Sorry.
Anita, your
Mary-
connection is terrible again.
That's so good. Mary Kay Cobb,
Yes.
Julietta Pasco,
She thumbing up there? I don't, where is she? There she is.
I can't see. Is she thumbing? Yes. Okay. Chrissy Estrada,
Aye.
Kathy Fern,
Yes.
Monica Moore,
Yes.
Chris Raguso,
Aye.
Laura Keeling, yes. Maria McDormand,
Yes.
Bridget Doherty Treving,
Yes.
Scott Plensner,
Yes.
and Amelia Mano,
Yes.
and Mark Haber.
Yes.
Great. Okay, now we need a motion to amend the April 28th minutes to include the individuals who made the motion to approve and who seconded. Anybody?
Well, I'll make the motion. Chris.
Okay. Second?
I'll second it, Maria. And I'll second it.
No, you won't, Anita. You're too slow today.
That's not Anita, that's a robot.
Oh my God.
She's cloned herself. Way to go, Anita.
Roll call.
I really needed that today. That's why I'm giggling so hard.
Oh, God.
Okay,
Cloning works.
so the motion
And if
to
it
approve.
continues, I'll be switching computers and logging back in. So
You shouldn't drink before the LSC meeting, Anita.
Go to
So
Highway
this-
House after the meeting.
Right.
So this motion is to approve the 428 special meeting minutes with the amended everything.
Yeah.
Okay, so Anita Bernacki,
Now she's frozen.
Give us a thumbs up.
I know. Okay.
Mary
How
Kay
many
Cobb,
teachers do this? I don't know.
Yes.
Julietta Pasco,
Hmm.
Yes.
thumbs up, yes.
Okay.
Chrissy Estrada,
I'm gonna kindly abstain. I was not there.
I'm
Okay.
changing computers.
Okay.
Kathy Fern,
Yes. Chrissy, what'd you just say?
Monica Moore,
Because I wasn't there.
Oh,
Chris Raguso,
Aye.
Laura Keeling, yes. Maria McDormand,
Yes.
Bridget Doherty Treving,
Yes.
Scott Plensner,
Yes.
Amelia Mano,
Yes.
and Mark Haber.
Yes.
okay. Great. So that's done. Now we are on reports. Principal Krishaber budget.
Okay, I'm going to share a screen. All right, May 2021 Principals Report. First competency, we continue to have our TCT freshman and sophomore weekly house meetings. May Teachers of the Month, I love these, and Mr. Santillan, Tommy Trin, Alex Chenley, Sarah Gomez, and Gina Rodriguez. Congratulations to them. Number two, principal meeting, we held multiple meetings with the Taft Safety Committee to discuss plans. I think we're meeting almost on a weekly basis right now to go over our safety plans to make sure everybody's, a lot of animosity and fears are quelled or questions are answered. So we meet with them about once a week. I walked both campuses with a joint task force of CPS and CTU. We were one of 6 schools selected for that task force. The suggestions for both campuses were minuscule. I mean, for the amount of space we have, it was probably about 4 recommendations on the varsity campus and 2 recommendations on the freshman academy. We've taken care of all those recommendations, so everything is good. We administered over 800 SAT exams to juniors and seniors. Special plug out there goes to Jenny. For the first time in a long time, she planned for a test that we actually gave to the kids. So nice job, Jenny. And we have over 2,700 students with programs for next year, testament to AP's Mr. Kuzma, Mr. Greenblatt, and Mr. Flores. So nice job on that. They have sealed themselves in their offices, and they're taking care of those plans. Number C, I love this one. Third year in a row, U.S. News and World Report ranked Taft as one of the nation's best high schools. It's not a fluke anymore, everybody. This is a three-peat for us. And this is something I expect to happen every year for many years to come. Taft website is now complete. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Trent Eaton, I gave a little bit of input, but really the credit goes to Trent. I think we have a 21st century website, and I should say 2021 website. It's really up to date. A lot of great things on it, so check it out. We hired 2 new conflict resolution specialists, which are the fancy term for deans, but we're going to call them by their official name, conflict resolution specialists, Alicia Kirkwood and Eric Serrano. So they will be on the varsity campus for the rest of this year. We still have Mark Caldwell and Addison on the freshman campus. I believe that's where they'll be for next year, but again, things could change. We also, a quick plug there for a couple of our students. Cadet Azella Ponce has been awarded a Navy ROT scholarship to attend the University of Illinois. That's huge. Not given to many people, but one of our cadets has it. And Chris Reynoso was voted to the IHSA All-State Soccer Team and the All Midwest team. So a couple of accolades there for our kids. Here's a big one in Empower Families. We held our first track meet at Taft, I believe, in probably 70 or 80 years. It was at the freshman campus. It was with 10 other schools. I mean, I was choked up when I saw all these schools actually having a track meet at Taft High School. It was amazing. And the amazing thing is when they were doing the 100-yard dash, the 4 fastest 100-yard dashes were, Taft High School students, by the way. So that was nice to be at the finish line for all of that. Counseling department, kudos out to the counseling department. You know I love competition. Right now they're beating Lane, whoever they are, Northside, Von Steuben, and Lincoln Park in FAFSA completion rates. So this is huge. I'm just telling you that, you know, my counseling department is kicking butt. They did it last year. They came through in the clutch, and they're doing it again, and they do what I expect them to do. But yeah, so is this recorded? Okay, so anyway, Lane, Northside, Von Steuben, Lincoln Park, bump up your game, okay? And maybe you can compete with my counselors. Next one is I was still a member of the CPS High School Reopening Task Force on extracurriculars. So we're talking about graduations and proms like that. So I did put a graduation bulletin out today for all of the seniors. There was a petition going out that they wanted to have it, the graduation at Soldier Field. And we've been waiting for about 2.5 weeks for a date that we could do that at. They finally got back to us early this week and said it was Thursday, June 17th from 11 in the morning till 2. We can't do that. We're in school that day. And so it kind of made the decision easier for us to do it. So our graduation is going to be as it was before last year at the Rosemont Theater. It'll be on June 17th, Sunday. It'll start at 9 o'clock and go to about 3. Okay, I'll put the, everybody's going to get called alphabetically. There's going to be a more detailed graduation memo coming out by the end of the week for everybody as far as how to get your caps and gowns and your, how to pay fees, how to get your signs, and what to expect for graduation. But we did put a video up there from the last year's graduation for everybody. It was like, Mr. G, what's going to happen? I don't know what's going to happen. Check out the video and you'll be like, okay, I think this is going to be cool. I think it's actually going to be better than Soldier Field. Soldier Field, the only thing we'd be able to do is go in there, call names, and get out of there. Because that's what you have to do. You couldn't make any speeches. You couldn't do anything. You couldn't even sit with your friends because it was staggered all over the stadium. So let alone, you know, driving down there and driving back, I think the kids are going to be more than pleased. I bet when this is all over, our kids are going to talk to the schools that went down there, and they're going to hear nightmares about that. And our graduation is going to be better. I'm banking on that. So I think we're going to do well there. Dates to remember, right there. I just said June 13th. The next week, we have the Academic Center graduation. We will have that. Most likely, we haven't really touched on that, but I think we're going to do it like we did last year, a drive-through at the Freshman Academy, although that may change, but we'll talk about that. And again, we put this on there. Monday, August 30th, first day of school. Okay, this is different. since I've ever been at CPS. It's actually, they're getting with the program now. Everybody else is starting in the middle of August and getting a 3-week start on their tests and everything else. And, you know, it's a 100-yard dash and we're starting at the 0-yard line and they're starting at the 30-yard line. So we're getting close. I still think they need to go one more week into the summer, but I'm only just one man speaking here, but at least they're trying it. So we are 1 week earlier starting school. And so what's nice actually is you get that whole weekend, you can take care of a lot of business, and then you got the 3-day weekend. And then when you come back, you're actually like starting school day one. So I think it's going to be, there'll be a learning curve, I'm sure, but I think we'll eventually get to that. So that is the principal's report. Any questions?
Mark, Mrs. Pasco wanted to know, are we invited to the graduation?
You are invited to the graduation. And one of the nice things is we had last year, the way it's done is the kids drive up and they're putting kind of car corrals, and then they put them going through the line. And so the student gets out, walks the stage, they get pictures taken, the family pops out of the car and takes a whole bunch of pictures, and then they walk by. But on the other side of the car, last year we had all the teachers set up with their own chairs, little coolers. I didn't check the coolers, but I mean, they're all sitting there watching everything for about 6 hours and rooting for everybody and say, way to go, Jim, we're gonna miss you. And so it was really nice. So there are some really nice aspects of the graduation.
She might be referring to the LSC though, which I don't know, is there a place for them to sit? I don't
Yeah.
think they're just
Yeah,
sit
we
with
can
the
put,
teachers.
yep, we can put you there, just like the teachers. There's a special
Okay.
section right there. We can put it, just bring a lawn chair with you so you can sit down.
Okay.
I hear a coyote.
My doggy, she's
Oh.
a little miserable right now, so sorry about that.
Really miserable.
All right, so let's see. We don't have any, do we have purchase order approval, or no, that's gonna be next week, right?
No, I just have one budget approval, okay?
Okay.
This is for marching band uniforms. We're in desperate need of them. Mr. Harriman asked me last week if we could get this approved. It's not as much as you think. It's $12,583.90. $12,583.90, and this is for brand new marching band uniforms. I did have other budget transfers on there, but I'm going to stop all those budget transfers because at the end of the year, I normally have Mr. Charles move all of the budget lines. We call it liquidating the lines, and he usually puts it in one account. The last couple of years, I had to put it in a technology account because that's the account you have to use to pay for. You have to specify what you're going to buy it for. So every year, the last couple of years, we bought technology. This year, I thought we would be earmarking it for construction costs. So I had to put them all in construction or in what they call building repairs. So now I'm going to call a timeout on that tomorrow. I'm going to say, Mr. Charles, redo them so that they're all in technology, because that was our recommendation to the budget committee, that we don't earmark it for capital improvements and let CPS hold on to the funds that we do want to use that money for technology for last year so that we can equip every room with a Chrome card. So those were the recommendations we made in the budget committee.
When was the last time we purchased the band uniforms? Do you know?
Oh, before I was principal, I don't think we have any more.
I make a motion to approve his budget transfer the uniforms.
I'll second it.
Okay.
Maria.
Yeah, no
Okay,
brainer.
roll call, Ms. Keeling.
And just so everybody knows, I mean, just to be transparent, this in no way comes out of the band budget, like the band department budget, because this would wipe out their entire budget. So this is one of those things that's a really one outside the levels here. And so we just pick it up with instructional fees.
Okay, Anita Bernacki,
Yes.
Mary Kay Cobb,
No, Mary Kay. Is
We lose her?
she here?
She was.
Looking, I don't see her.
okay.
Hi, here I am.
There she
Oh.
is.
Hi, you guys. Yes, please.
Okay, Julieta Pasco,
Just give us a thumbs up, Julieta.
is that a thumbs up?
No. There it is. Okay, yes.
Okay, Chrissy Estrada,
Yes.
Kathy Fern,
Yes.
Monica Moore,
Yes.
Chris Raguso,
Aye.
Laura Keeling, yes. Maria McDormand,
Yes.
Bridget Doherty Trebbing,
Yes.
Scott Plensner,
Yes.
Amelia Mano,
Yes.
and Mark Chris Haber.
Yes.
Okay, we pass.
Fantastic. Okay. CIWP, are we doing that today, Mark?
No, we're not. No, my team has been working 12-hour days and working on Saturdays and Sundays, not this month.
Committee Chair, Budget, Finance, Ms. Estrada.
Do you want me to do it here? Or do you want me to do it like towards like old new business kind of thing?
I guess it'd be new business because it's new to the agenda, right?
Okay. Aside from the one marching band budget transfer, discussions were happening in the budget meeting today regarding where to spend the rest of the funds that Mr. G made. So it'll probably be going to Chromebooks, but you'll see an additional meeting probably next week to approve those funds. When we get into the new business, the 2021-22 school year budget was presented to the LSC during the budget meeting, and we will go ahead and approve that later in the meeting.
Thank you. Facilities, Ms. Ragusa.
Thanks, Madam Chair. We met today at 4:30. As far as both campuses, Mr. Levins reported that our COVID protocol processes, we're working through them. They seem to be working fairly well, and we just keep getting better and better day by day with the processes. As far as the Freshman Academy is concerned, still some issues over the maintenance of our new field, who's responsible for maintaining. So Mr. Levins is working to identify the appropriate individuals to make sure that it gets watered. It's not turf like our field at the varsity campus. So just some, again, maintenance issues. The other big issue, Mr. McManaman, I certainly don't want to put you on the spot, but Mr. McManaman has been working very strategically with us in regards to extending the existing pathway so that it does what it was intended to do and reach all the way to the parking lot on Oak Park. Mr. McManaman, any update, or I defer to you?
Yeah. So we have
Thank you for being here today. We appreciate it greatly.
You're welcome. I know it's important to you guys. It's important to us too. So we have weekly meetings with CPS in the Park District. They are in the final phases of getting everything approved through JAC and everything else. The Park District and them have been going back and forth with lighting structures. So they're getting that all approved. They're probably going to use the same. They're going to be coming off CPS because when we turn our lights off in the stadium, it shuts the powers off in the whole stadium. So those lights would go off. So if you guys got something on, you need those lights on, they'll be controlled through CPS, through the building there. So they're working on that as we speak. But it is a weekly meeting. This week we won't. One of the people from the park that runs it, her father-in-law passed away yesterday. So she left town this morning. So they moved it to next week. But I can tell you right now, it will be done before school starts. It is. There's a lot of other things going into that facility, and the pathway has to be done first. As far as the maintenance of it, it will be on CPS to clear it, to plow it, to salt it, because once we close for the year, we're done. I mean, even our parking lot is closed. We lock it up, but you guys will have keys. So however you work that out, that'll be done. And I'm sure we'll sit down and talk with Ryan about it and us. And as far as like garbage removal, it's kind of the same thing. We'll take care of it up until the season ends. And then after that, if there's something there, we'll either put the garbage cans away, or if you guys need them out, we'll leave them out. But we're going really quick. I can tell you I'm glad they invited me to the meeting.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you, Mr. McManaman. This is the first time I don't want to jinx it, but I'm feeling super confident that this is going to get done. It's going to get done right. And
yes,
it's going to be a great relief on the ingress egress for our kids in the morning and the afternoon, and contributing to their safety. So thank you for advocating for us and really hitting the ground running with this. I know you inherited this, so we greatly appreciate your help and assistance here. I will keep you guys up to date always, I promise.
I will keep you guys up to date always, I promise. Thank you. All right, have a good one, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
As far as the varsity campus is concerned, if you haven't, you really need to check out our stream. If you don't have anybody in sports or any other extracurricular activities, the streamlining team has done an extraordinary job. You just go to YouTube and it's Taft live stream, and it's really, they're really doing a great job. It's super helpful for those of us who can't make it to the game. Like tonight, you can sit and watch it while you're doing some other things. But I think this is yet another opportunity that demonstrates Taft taking advantage of the epidemic and utilizing another platform to ensure that we continue our activities. We had a lockdown drill recently. We've identified some issues that we need to work on. One of the major issues that came up, and Mr. Levins and Principal G are really going to work with CPS on this because it is a safety issue, is the overhead system and the ability to be able to make announcements throughout the entire campus, the varsity campus. So we feel that this is a priority, and Mr. Levins will be working feverishly with CPS on this issue. He's put a PO in for the North Cot parking lot for repair. And then that will do it for our parking lots, which is great. And as well, we'll discuss it later, but our three major capital projects, the locker room, the concession stand, and the Jim Jacobs Theater still are very much on the forefront of our facilities plan. Mr. G is working very diligently with the appropriate individuals to raise outside dollars for these projects, which is exciting. The clock too, thanks to the Alumni Association, it appears that the clock, and Principal G, if I'm not saying this appropriately, looks like by the beginning of the 21-22 school year, we'll have this beautiful monument to greet the kids as well and our staff back into the school.
It is. I'm hoping it's done by the summertime, but I definitely want it done by the time the class of 1959 has their October yearly meeting, because they did give, a lot of people gave money, but they gave the most money. So I'd like them to be able to come and take a picture by the clock.
That's awesome. And then special props to our IT team. I think Mr. Plensner even stated they do one individual does the work of 5 people. It's a really solid team. I mean, again, I know you guys are sick of me saying this, but the Taft just team all around, it's just incredible folks. But a shout out to them because they have their work cut out for them, especially with this new purchase that we'll be making, which you'll hear about later. And unless I miss something, Principal G or Madam Chair, that concludes my report.
Fantastic. Thank you. Any questions for facilities? Okay, next is safety and security, Ms. McDormand.
Hi, we met today. Our new time, just as another update, is again at 3:10. We don't need at 2:30 anymore. So if anybody's interested in future meetings, our security update for staffing right now, they're in the process of hiring one security officer. They're just going through some regular, trying to see references and stuff. And so their job will be reposted because we need to hire a second one. So hopefully that will happen in August. The security, though, they're busy. There's a lot of events going on. There's a lot of sports going on. So the security guards are very, very busy just helping out with all these events. As noted before, we did have a evacuation fire drill on April 30th. There was also a lockdown drill on May 7th. And as Chris said before, for facilities, there is some issues with the intercom system, notifying all the classrooms. So that's something that they're trying to work on. They're also working on mass notification software, which is they want to do it district-wide, so we can't do it individually by school. And I believe, Mr. G, we were asked to be a pilot in that program, Taft High School. So that's good. And we are going to have 2 more fire drills in May because we, as Kat had said, we have to do the entire drills that we would do for 40 weeks in a school year. We have to squish them into the next 4 weeks. So normally every 3 months there'd be a fire drill. So, but there's going to be 2 more in May and whatever else they're going to do in the last 4 weeks until we get done with school. The safety, we have that COVID health and safety, the committee, they did have a pretty extensive agenda. They're they have to make sure that they have that safety checklist in place, which they already do. They're doing a great job on that. They're just monitoring and checking on anybody if we have any kind of COVID reports, how to contact, working at maybe calling if people aren't reading their email. There's a lot of updates going on with the committee. So LSC, if any of you are interested, it is in the Google Drive, the agenda from the last meeting. There's just too much to go over with that. Student misconducts, we have no changes, which is good news, even since we're back in school also. And as we said before, there was 2 new deans hired. They're going through extensive training right now, reading a lot of material to be ready to be in place. And for the wrap up, what right now, the biggest issue on hand we're going to have is voting on SROs, which LSC will be doing probably in June sometime. The committee has to get together and put an agenda together because I believe, Kat, that has to be submitted in June before the end of the month. So we're going to have that
Maria,
again. And
Maria, that has to be done by the end of this month.
oh, the end of this month.
Yes.
Ah,
So that's, I'm hoping in
Where
a
did you
week.
see that?
I thought it was supposed to be June.
Kat,
I haven't get any
am I wrong on this?
notification.
Kat,
I have no notification of that.
Kat, I thought the safety plan had to be done by the end of this month. Can you correct me?
A draft,
A draft. Right.
draft of the plan needs to be submitted by the end of May so that the LSC can make their decision and vote in June. And then we'll finalize the plan after the LSC votes and
Okay.
decides how they want to proceed.
All right, thanks for the clarification, Kat.
Thanks, Kat. And then we also discussed if we don't keep our SROs, we would get money in exchange to put it elsewhere. Alternate resources. If we were to give up an SRO, we would get 50,000, but we would maxed out at 100. So we could either keep 2 SROs and get rid of 2, or keep all 4, or get rid of 3, whatever, whatever we decide in our future.
We have 2, right?
We
do have
right
4?
now? No, Kat,
We have 4 right now.
We have 4, right.
We have 2 at each campus.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And
2 at
we
each.
can choose to keep all 4 of them, or none of them, or 2 of them, or 3, whatever. It's up to us. We just have to make a plan for what we're going to do instead if we remove any one of them.
Got it.
Right, you have to go to alternate resources. And right now, Mr.
Like
G
by a
is also-
social worker. Yeah.
Right.
They guaranteed that other position then?
They guaranteed
If we don't do that,
50,000.
Okay.
They guaranteed
Right.
50,000 per SRO up to 2. So we could get
Right.
up to 100,000,
Yeah, and
but it
we're not
doesn't
sure
seem like more.
yeah, we're not sure what the guidelines are for that money that we receive. I'm still waiting to find guidelines on.
Right. And
We
Mr.
should
G
definitely
is,
kind of replace it with 2, social workers for
Right,
100 grand.
like
Absolutely
I
not.
said, right now, I don't want to put that out there because then people are going to say, hey, buy a social worker right now.
Yeah.
Right now, we're having an
Right.
issue with trying to buy that one. So I just don't want to plant that seed with everybody. It's a great idea if we can make it happen, but right now CPS is telling us no. So I like that idea, but we just got to make it happen. I just don't want to make those promises right now. But we will
Yeah, I'm
get
gonna bank
we
on
will get
that.
some sort of a social worker in here though.
right.
Yeah,
then Miss-
50, I'm sorry, 50,
ahead.
50 with benefits and whatnot, 50 will not buy a social worker. 100 would.
Right.
But 1. So if we got rid of 2 SROs for 100, we're only
Right,
replacing
right.
1 position, just so we're all aware.
right.
If they even allow us to do that, which I'll believe it when I see it.
Right.
So
And-
I'm going to schedule a meeting so that we can all, talk about this in more detail.
Right. And then Mr. G is in the process of finding out if we can possibly have the officers staggered on their shifts during the day so that we have maybe longer coverage because school, there's events that happen after school. So that's what he means by like trying to stagger it. And that would be the end of my report.
Any questions from the LSC?
No, Kat, it's Chris. So for sure, you're gonna, in coordination with Maria, set up a meeting so that the LSC can kind of pick through the proposal that you guys are working on?
Yes. So we want your feedback. We're going to modify our current safety and security committee, because we want to get parents and students and community members and teachers, and we want to have good representation. Obviously we can't have like 100 people on the committee, but we want to have good representation so that we can make a recommendation to the LSC, and then the LSC will decide ultimately what we're going to do.
Great. And I have gotten no formal notice of the process, so. I'll let
I
you
will
guys-
forward you the things that have been sent out thus far.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, Friends of Taft, Miss Bernacki.
Okie dokie. So this is the Alumni Association report from Ann Lundy. And the Alumni Association will present 3 $1,000 scholarships at the end of this school year. Due to the difficulties of the school reopening schedules, we've postponed our initial deadline for submissions until June. But we would appreciate someone at the school making sure that all the senior division teachers encourage their seniors to find the forms through the Taft Alumni Association link and submit applications. The deadline is important because each applicant needs grade transcripts and class rank and must submit at least one recommendation from a teacher. These may be very hard to obtain when school closes for the summer. The 3 winners will receive a 4-year subscription to our newsletter. All seniors who supply us with contact information will receive a free copy of this summer's newsletter and an invitation to subscribe. And they would also appreciate someone in the office providing us with a list of graduation honors, such as valedictorian, who they can contact to get that information for their graduation. And let's see. So that was the alumni, and then the PTSA. The flower sale pickup is on Saturday, May 22nd, from 11 till 3, door 4 of the main campus. We will have quite a few extras available for purchase for anyone who did not get a chance to place an order. The PTSA provided lunch for the staff the week prior to hybrid learning, as teachers were coming back to the school for meetings. And that is all I have.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, athletics, Miss Cobb.
Well, hi, everyone.
Hi.
So thank you to Mr. Kessler, our athletic director. Let's see, he wants us to know that the following sports are in full swing. Water polo, boys and girls lacrosse, girls soccer, boys volleyball, baseball, fast pitch softball, track and field, wrestling, and rugby. And they're utilizing 3 campuses or 3 fields: our varsity campus, the freshman academy, and the Reed Dunning Stadium. He really would like us to just a reminder about our YouTube live stream channel. It's called Taft Live Streams, and they're using it for many of our sports. We have a fishing team. We've had a fishing team for a while. We have 2 boats that have just qualified to go downstate for the bass fishing tournament. And many of our anglers are undefeated in sectionals. Joe Williams caught the biggest fish at every tournament so far, and they'll be downstate next week. Shout out to Chris Reynoso for boys soccer and Christina Elu, ELLEW, for girls basketball. They were recognized as all-state athletes by their sports respective coaching associations. And that's it for sports. Thank you.
Madam Chair, I said it in the facilities committee, and I see he just joined, but you got to go to one of the events that Mr. Cohen voices for us. He's fabulous. It's infectious, and he's such a great ambassador for Taft. So much thanks to Mr. Cohen for doing an incredible job.
And he's involved in so many things. It's wonderful.
Yes. Thanks, Mr. Cohen.
Yay, Mr. Cohen.
Thank you. we're all involved in a lot of things.
Speaking of Mr. Cohen, we're up for the arts report.
All right, arts report. So it's an abbreviated report this month. A couple of notes from drama. First of all, Taft's student-directed one-act festival will be held virtually this year at the final meeting of this year's Taft Drama Club. This will be the biggest edition of this event in Taft's history, with 7 students from Mr. Cohen's directing class helming their first productions. The festival also features 19 student actors, including 6 Eagles making their Taft on-stage debut, and 8 seniors taking their final bows. And then looking ahead to next year, Mr. Nadig and his student volunteer co-writers have completed their first draft of the script for Motorman. It is wild. And a final draft will be completed by the end of the year. Auditions for this world premiere will take place in June, and Motorman, the world premiere of Motorman, directed by Mr. Nadig, will be the first show of Taft's 21-22 season, and will hopefully, please, 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 fingers crossed, mark the return of live theater to Taft. That's it for the arts report.
Thank you so much, Mr. Cohen. PPLC, Mr. Artie Charbing or Mr. Plensman.
I gotcha. The PPLC met last week, Tuesday, so exactly 7 days ago. Some highlights, we did a lot of stuff, but we discussed some logistics related to the resumption of in-person learning, some minor stuff here and there. Number 2, we discussed our recommendation, and we're happy to see the LSC discussing it now, focusing on the goal of a 1-to-1 ratio for Chromebooks for students, and to ensure that every classroom on campus at least has a Chromebook cart. That's really going to change a lot of things at Taft. I think it's a great investment that we're making. Number 3, we discussed our recommendation that in addition to existing houses and content-specific TCTs, that we broaden TCT options for the staff, perhaps to work in departmental vertical alignment teams or cross-curricular teams. So that's related to professional development and a little bit with programming too. Number 4, we discussed our recommendation to make balanced class sizes a priority in the school year 21-22. We had a lot of ideas and discussions. I was happy to see some of those ideas reflected in the budget that Mr. Grishaber proposed. And hopefully that'll continue to be a major focus for the LSC because it really helps our students. And additionally, we'd like to thank the Taft students, families, Taft administration for all the messages and tokens of appreciation during Teacher Appreciation Week. We felt quite appreciated, and we thank you for all that support. That's it.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Any questions for the PPLC from the LSC? Okay, and then we have the student representative report from Miss Mano.
Hi, good evening, everyone. AP exams are starting tomorrow for many of our students, and I wanted to take a moment to wish everybody luck. This is our first meet since the beginning of online learning, and many students are happier and much more comfortable after returning to in-person classrooms with their teachers. As the school year begins to draw to a close, student activities are beginning to wane, but students are still staying active academically. Many students appreciate and are taking advantage of the academic opportunities Taft is providing for them, such as the alumni scholarships for seniors and the visits from various college reps on Wednesdays. As per usual, since virtually all of this year has been online, there isn't too much else content to report on, but I hope everyone has a great rest of their May.
Thank you so much, Miss Mano. All right, we are down to old business. Do we have any old business? Anybody? Okay, new business. Ms. Estrada, did you have some new business?
You know, Madam Chair, we did speak, and forgive me, I can't remember the gentleman's name who heads our counselors or our social programs. He was supposed to do a report like 2 weeks ago or something. And I think in light of the conversation we had today, it's even more critical that we just get a chance to hear from him. Principal G, I know you're kind
we're gonna prepare that report for June right
June,
now.
okay.
Yeah, it's been an extremely busy year. My
I
counselors
understand.
Yeah, it's been really crazy. So
I feel it's super necessary as we prepare for 21-22.
Without a
that-
doubt, it's really critical right now at this standpoint, but we didn't want to give a half report right now with everybody working so hard. So we're going to have an intensive report in June.
I understand it. It'd also help inform this whole SRO conversation too.
You got it,
If we
yes.
can have a strong narrative as to where we think this thing is headed, where our kids
I
are.
agree.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm. Okay, perfect. All right, now we're on to new business.
On that note, I'd like to make a motion to approve the 2021-22 school year as presented in our budget meeting today by Mr. G.
Any discussion? Okay,
No, I'll make a motion to approve the 21-22
Mhm.
budget as presented.
so I think Chrissy just made the.
A second, sorry, Chris. I'll
Yeah.
second.
Okay. All right, can we get a roll call vote, Ms. Keeling?
Anita Bernacki,
Yes.
Mary Kay Cobb,
Yes.
Julieta Pasco,
She's
I
giving
see
a
a thumb.
thumbs up.
Chrissy Estrada,
Aye.
Kathy Fern,
Yes.
Monica Moore,
Monica, did we lose Monica?
No, she's on mute, that's all.
Yes.
Okay,
Chris Raguso,
Aye.
Laura Keeling, yes. Maria McDormand,
Yes.
Bridget Doherty Trebbing,
Yes.
Scott Plensner,
Yes.
Amelia Mano,
Yes.
and Mark Grishaber.
Yes.
thank you, everybody. All right, and now we're on to public participation. We have one person, Mr. Cohen, teacher for public comment. Go ahead, Mr. Cohen.
Thank you very much. If I could throw a quick plug for the girls soccer team. I just got back from their game. They've got their senior night coming up on Thursday, and they just pitched their third consecutive shutout. So they're on a roll. They're kicking some butt. Come on out and see them on Thursday. I said that last month would be my final debate update. I lied because we got an invite to the McDermott, Will, and Emery Invitational, which is the top 8 novice teams in the city get invited to debate at that tournament every year. So Hugo Gahant and Phoebe Tozer got an invitation to that tournament. They went 4-1 that day against the top teams from the city, including victories over each of the other teams that finished in the top 4. They have a bizarre scoring system. So even though we beat every team we faced, we still were named the runner-up team. But Hugo was the 2nd place overall individual speaker, and Phoebe was the 6th place overall individual speaker. And we closed our season with a resounding victory over a team from Von Steuben that had been our Achilles heel, our nemesis all year. So it was really nice to finish off the year by crushing them. So we look forward to next year. Thank you very much to Taft administration for their supportive debate this year and every year, and for the Jackets. We've always had the best looking team, but now we have the best styled team too. So thank you. Go Eagles.
Thank you so much. Someone in the chat is asking Mr. Cohen if you can give the time and place. I'm not sure what they're referring to.
So the tournament normally takes place at the law offices of McDermott, Will, and Emery. They had to do it remotely this year, unfortunately, because of.
Oh, she says for
issues.
soccer. I'm sorry.
Soccer is this
sorry.
Thursday. Yeah, it's okay. This Thursday at 4. I only know because both my kids are on the team. It's at 4 o'clock at the varsity campus.
Thank you. Okay, I believe we are complete. So can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Chris, and second?
Anita.
I'll second.
Anita. Okay, fantastic, everybody. We are adjourned. We will see you in June. We may possibly be doing that meeting in person, but just watch your email for details. Thank you, everyone. Have a great night.
Bye.
Night.
Night.